At 73 years old, I can clean my entire living room in under 20 minutes, and I never bend over more than I have to. I never climb a ladder, and I never touch the same surface twice. My neighbor Ruth, who is 68, used to spend her whole Saturday cleaning her house. Her whole Saturday. After I showed her the system I'm about to share with you, she does it in one July morning before the heat even settles in, and she spends her Saturday afternoons on the porch with sweet tea instead of a mop. That is not an exaggeration, and it is not magic. It is a method, and by the end of this video, it will be yours. My name is John Marcus, and this is Seniors Cleaning Hacks, the channel where we clean smarter because our knees have earned the right to be treated kindly. If that sounds like the kind of help you could use, take 2 seconds and hit that subscribe button, because every week I share methods designed specifically for folks like us, and I would hate for you to miss the next one. Why we need a different approach. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. The way we cleaned at 35 does not work at 65, and it certainly does not work at 75. When I was younger, I could power through a house on brute force, up the ladder, down on my knees, scrubbing until my arms ached. Force was my system. Well, force retires eventually, friends, even when we don't. The overwhelm is real too. You walk into a room in the middle of a hot July afternoon, the sun beating through the windows, and you look around and think, where do I even begin? The clutter on the side table, the dust on the shelves, the floors that need attention. Your mind starts jumping from one job to the next, and before you know it, you have wiped one counter, moved a stack of mail from one spot to another, and worn yourself out without actually finishing anything. That scattered approach is the enemy. It wastes your energy, and energy is the one thing we need to budget carefully, especially in summer, when the heat alone takes a bite out of us. So the system I use, and the one I'm going to walk you through step by step, is built on one simple idea. Never waste a movement, never clean anything twice, and always work with gravity instead of against it. I call it the 3-sweep method, and it turns any room into a simple, predictable routine. The summer timing secret. Before we get into the method itself, let's talk about when to clean. Because in July, timing matters as much as technique. Here in the middle of summer, the smartest cleaning window is between 7 and 10 in the morning. The house is at its coolest, the humidity hasn't peaked, and your body is at its freshest. By 2 in the afternoon on a July day, indoor temperatures climb, and cleaning in the heat is not just unpleasant for seniors, it can actually be risky. Dehydration sneaks up on us faster than it used to, and overheating is nothing to play around with once we're past 60. So here is my rule for the summer months. Clean early, clean short, and keep a glass of cool water within arm's reach the entire time. I set mine on the kitchen counter, and I take a sip every time I pass it. If you're doing a bigger job, set a kitchen timer for 25 minutes, and when it rings, sit down for 5, no matter how much momentum you've got. Your heart and your joints will thank you, and honestly, you'll get more done over the course of the morning because you never hit the wall. One more July bonus. Summer mornings give you glorious natural light. Dust and streaks that hide in dim winter rooms show up plain as day when the morning sun comes through the east windows. Use that light. It's a free inspection tool. Setting up the room like a clock now. The foundation of my whole method is something I want you to visualize. When you walk into any room, imagine the face of a clock laid over it. The doorway where you enter is 12 o'clock. The room wraps around you like the numbers on that clock face. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, all the way around and back to where you started. Why does this matter? Because it kills the overwhelm dead. You are no longer looking at a whole messy room. You are only ever looking at 1 hour of the clock at a time. You start at 12, you work your way around in order, and when you arrive back at 12, the room is finished. No guessing, no doubling back, no standing in the middle of the room wondering what you forgot. The clock decides for you. The second foundation is even simpler. Dirt falls down. Dust drifts from the ceiling fan to the shelf, from the shelf to the table, from the table to the floor. So within every hour of your clock, you always work from top to bottom. If you clean the coffee table first, and then dust the shelf above it, you'll be cleaning that table twice. At our age, once is plenty. And the third foundation, one that matters enormously for seniors, is what I call the home base. Before you begin, gather every product and tool you'll need and set them in one central spot in the room, on an old towel so nothing drips onto your furniture. Every trip back to the hall closet for the thing you forgot costs you steps, and steps cost energy. A professional cleaner never leaves the room mid-job, and neither should you. Set up once, then work. If you're finding this useful so far, do me a small favor and tap the like button. It tells me these videos are helping, and it genuinely helps other seniors find the channel too. All right, tools gathered, clock visualized, water glass full. Let's do the first sweep. Sweep 1, the tidying pass. The first sweep has one job and one job only: clearing the clutter. You are not cleaning yet. Put the spray bottles down. For this pass, all you carry is a small garbage bag in one hand and a lightweight basket in the other. And I do mean lightweight. A plastic laundry basket or even a canvas tote works fine, because we are not hauling heavy loads around the house. Start at your 12 o'clock and move around the room hour by hour. In each section, let your eyes travel from high to low and ask one question about everything you see. Does this belong here? The newspaper from 3 days ago goes in the recycling. The coffee cup from this morning goes in the basket. Your reading glasses that migrated to the wrong table, into the basket. The grandkid's toy that's been sitting there since their visit last Sunday, into the basket. Here is why this sweep comes first, and I feel strongly about this. When you try to clean around clutter, every single wipe becomes a juggling act. Lift this, shuffle that, put it back, knock something over. But when the surfaces are clear before you spray a single drop of cleaner, the actual cleaning becomes fast, smooth, and almost pleasant. The pros clear first for a reason. It lets you see what actually needs cleaning. Now, a senior-specific tip that has saved my back 100 times: do not bend for every little item on the floor. If your knees or your back give you trouble, invest $12 in a long-handled grabber tool. Mine hangs on a hook by my cleaning caddy, and it picks up socks, mail, and dropped pens without me folding in half. It is possibly the best money I have ever spent on my house, and I've spent money on some fancy gadgets over the years, believe me. When you arrive back at 12 o'clock, take that basket and deliver everything to its proper home, but do it in one smart loop through the house, not 15 separate trips. Kitchen items on the kitchen pass, bedroom items on the bedroom pass, then come back to your doorway, take a sip of that water, and get ready for the sweep where the real transformation happens. Sweep 2. The cleaning pass. Sweep 2 is the heart of the whole system. This is where the room goes from tidy to actually clean. Head back to your 12 o'clock position with your essentials: an all-purpose cleaner, a glass cleaner, and 2 or 3 microfiber cloths. If you take away only one product tip from this entire video, let it be microfiber. Those cloths grab dust and hold on to it instead of pushing it around the way old cotton rags do. They need barely any spray to work, and they're feather-light in an arthritic hand. I keep a dozen of them and wash them every week. Now work the clock again, hour by hour, and inside each hour, work top to bottom. In your 1 o'clock section, that might mean dusting the picture frames first, then wiping the lamp, then the tabletop under it, then the front of the cabinet below. Nod your head up and down as you scan each section, top, middle, bottom, and let your eyes catch what your hands need to fix. A smudge on the mirror, a ring on the side table, fingerprints on the light switch, which, by the way, is one of the most touched and least cleaned spots in any home, so give those switches a wipe every single week. Here is a July-specific note. Summer means open windows, and open windows mean pollen and fine dust settling on your sills and blinds. Give those windowsills a quick swipe during this sweep. In the summer months, I hit mine twice a week, and it keeps the sneezing down and the whole room feeling fresher. And if you have ceiling fans running through these hot days, and most of us do, those blades collect a shocking blanket of dust. Please do not climb up on a chair to reach them. Get a long-handled duster with a bendable head, stand flat on the floor, and let the tool do the reaching. Nothing you clean is worth a fall. I want that sentence embroidered on a pillow in every senior's home. Nothing you clean is worth a fall. Another timing trick from my professional days: pre-treating. If your route through the house includes the kitchen or the bathroom, walk in there 5 minutes before you begin your sweep and spray the tough spots, the stovetop, the sink, the tub ring. Then go start your clock in another spot. By the time you circle back, The cleaner has done the heavy work for you, and what would have been 2 minutes of hard scrubbing becomes 10 seconds of easy wiping. Let the chemistry work so your shoulders don't have to. And now, my favorite permission slip of the whole method. During sweep 2, when you dust a shelf or wipe crumbs off a counter, do not fuss about catching every particle in your hand. Sweep it straight onto the floor. I'm serious. Flick it down there without a shred of guilt, because the floor is getting its turn next, and everything down there gets dealt with in one go. Trying to be dainty with dust is one of the biggest hidden time wasters in home cleaning. Work your way around the full clock, and when you land back at 12, look around. The room already looks 80% transformed, and you've probably spent less time than one episode of your favorite game show. Sit for a minute if you need to. Sip your water. One sweep to go. Sweep 3, the floor finish. The third sweep is the floors, and it comes with one golden rule that separates the professionals from everyone else. Begin at the corner farthest from the door, and clean your way out of the room, never into it. Think about it. If you begin mopping at the doorway and work inward, you end up trapped in the far corner, staring at a wet floor between you and the exit, and then you tiptoe across your own clean work like a burglar, backwards. Begin in the far corner instead, and every step you take moves you across dirty floor toward the door, leaving nothing but clean behind you. When you cross that threshold, the room is sealed and finished. For those of us in the senior years, let me talk equipment for a moment, because the right tools change everything. A heavy upright vacuum is a workout none of us signed up for. If it's in your budget, a lightweight cordless stick vacuum, and these have gotten wonderfully affordable in the past few years, weighs about as much as a half-gallon of milk and needs no cord to trip over. Cords on the floor are a genuine hazard for us, so anything cordless is a safety upgrade, not a luxury. Same goes for mopping. A flat spray mop with washable pads means no wringing, no heavy bucket to carry, and no puddles of water waiting to catch a foot. Damp is enough. A soaking wet floor takes ages to dry in July humidity and turns your hallway into a skating rink in the meantime. One more summer note on floors. In July, we track in more than any other season: garden soil, grass clippings, sandy grit from the patio. A good doormat on both sides of every exterior door catches most of it before it enters. 2 minutes of shaking out those mats each morning saves you 20 minutes of floor work by the weekend. That is the kind of math I like. Vacuum or sweep first, then mop if the floor needs it. Always working corner to door, and then step out. Done. Room complete. And you never once cleaned the same surface twice. Now let's zoom out from one room to the whole week, because the second half of my secret is scheduling. Marathon cleaning days are for the young and the foolish, and we are neither. Instead, I spread the house across the week in short morning sessions, 30 to 45 minutes each, always in that cool 7 to 10 window. My own summer rotation looks like this. Monday morning, the kitchen gets the 3 sweeps. Tuesday, the bathrooms. Wednesday is my rest day, or a light 15-minute touch-up if company's coming. Thursday, the living room and hallway. Friday, the bedroom. And Saturday morning, a quick 15-minute floor pass through the high-traffic paths, and then the weekend belongs entirely to me. Every room gets real attention every week. No single day ever exhausts me, and the house never gets far enough gone to feel overwhelming again. Adjust the days to fit your own life, of course. The magic isn't in which room falls on which day. The magic is that the decision is already made before your feet hit the floor in the morning. Decision fatigue is real, and a written rotation taped inside a cabinet door eliminates it completely. If you have your own weekly rhythm that works, or a favorite time-saving trick your mother taught you 50 years ago, share it in the comments below. Our community here is full of decades of hard-won wisdom, and I read every single comment, usually with my morning coffee around 8 o'clock. Let me leave you with the truth underneath all of this. The 3-sweep method, the clock, the top-to-bottom rule, the early July mornings. None of it is really about having a spotless house. It's about time and dignity. Every hour you save on cleaning is an hour for the garden, the grandchildren, the book on your nightstand, or that porch chair with your name on it. And every ladder you don't climb, and every deep bend you don't take, is a fall that never happens, and an independent year you get to keep. Clean early while the day is cool. Work the clock so you never feel lost. Let gravity and good tools do the heavy lifting. Clear first, Clean second, floors last, and always clean your way out the door. Try the method on just one room this week, maybe that living room that's been nagging at you, and watch what happens to the clock on your wall. Then come back and tell me how much time you saved, because those comments make my whole day. If this video helped you, a thumbs up means the world. Share it with a friend whose Saturdays deserve rescuing, and subscribe with the bell turned on so the next set of hacks lands right in your feed. From my clean house to yours, this is John Marcus with Seniors Cleaning Hacks, wishing you cool mornings, easy sweeps, and long, lazy summer afternoons. Take good care of yourselves, friends.